Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked. Yes, we are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. It's another Saturday morning, y'all. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Man. You know when it's Saturday, I always get up for sports. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a lot of sports going on right now. But still, if you are a Pro Bowl fan, we have the Pro Bowl. We have NBA action, still college basketball, the Australian Open. It's a lot to get to, man. It's a lot to get to. And we appreciate you for joining us. And hopefully you are having a great morning as well. And of course, I'm not doing this by myself. I have my engineer, the one behind the scenes, my man G. What up, G?
Yo.
And then I have my road dog partner in crime, D Intellectual. What up, D?
What up?
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. Can't complain about yourself, brother.
I'm good, man. I'm not going to lie, man. It was kind of nippy outside this morning.
Nippy.
Yeah, it wasn't cold,
Right.
but it went to the point like, oh man, but it was.
It's just one of them. You have to put on a coat or put on a jacket. You can't just run out with a little,
Right.
You can put a hoodie on depending on how long you're gonna be out there.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I like the cold weather, man. You know where we from.
I mean, you like some of the cold weather because if you go up to the crib now, I ain't gonna say right now, but then you gonna be talking about I don't like cold weather.
Yeah, it's cold, but I miss it every now and then.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, it's going towards the end of January, so it's supposed to be cold. And look, this week we talked about we got the Pro Bowl. We're going to talk about that, the ways that we can fix this event, or what can we replace it with. I mean, maybe we just get rid of it. We'll see. Yeah. Also, Antonio Brown was in the news again today. Well, not today, but this week. We're going to talk about it today. And then even with Kareem Hunt, he got pulled over, little issue, whatever. So
Literally, little issue.
Right. So we're going to talk about the repeat offenders in the NFL and how should the NFL handle situations like this going forward. Also, Mr. Zion Williamson came and excited fans on Thursday night, and he played last night as well. So we're going to talk about, are we buying into the hype already? There was a lot of hype Thursday, so are we buying into it? And then, speaking of NBA, All-Stars, the starters came out, so congrats to Trae Young. But we're going to talk about the starters and do we agree with the starters, and not the fact that Trae Young is an all-star starter. He's an all-star. Is that going to help bring other players to Atlanta? Then we have, is this happening now? Going to have some crazy stories by G. And then Dr. Fowler's coming on with Ask a Doc, talking about injuries going up into the Super Bowl, also with the NBA. And then we got Stop It, Quick Hits, What's on Our Minds. So make sure you let your family and friends know they can listen to the show locally in Atlanta on 1100 AM, The Real, WWWE. Also, we're live on Facebook Live. What's going on the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. I'm on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Radio Now. Yo, it's time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sharon Beats for the sick beats. So, LSU and head coach Ed Oregon agreed to a 6-year extension through 2026 season that is valued at more than $42 million. Coach Oregon led the Tigers to their first national championship since 2007. Orgeron. I'm sorry,
Not
Orgeron. You got Oregon. Oh, Orgeron. I see it. Orgeron. Okay.
It just looked
I
like
spelled
it.
it right.
It just looked like it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was
Oregon.
thinking like I'm saying it wrong, but anyway. But yeah, you spelled it wrong on the next one. But anyway, it's okay. But anyway, Orgeron, he was named the winner of the Paul Bear Bryant Coach of the Year award. He is 40-9 in his last 4 seasons as a coach. Your thoughts on
He deserved it. He deserved it. He built them back up and he brought them to the national championship. You know what I mean? He did it. He did it. I mean, he deserved it. What's that? $7 million a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved that. I mean, what's the highest paid coach in football? Probably Saban, right?
It's either Saban or Dabo.
Dabo. I think Dabo.
They probably in double figures, probably.
Just
At least
Dabo.
9.
I think it's Dabo when he signed that deal.
Yeah.
But either or, it's good for him, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And
definitely.
the players, I'm not saying the players don't love Dabo because they do. They love Saban. But they genuinely love Oregon. Am I saying it right?
Orgeron.
Orgeron, okay. Hey,
You need to practice that.
Yeah, it's Dabo.
it's Dabo?
9.2.
Right. All right.
Then
So,
Saban, then Jim Harbaugh.
but hey, I mean, you deserve that when you win the championship.
Definitely do. Definitely do.
Moving on, Boise State is suing the Mountain West Conference, alleging the league and its other members breached its re-entry agreement. Boise State alleges that the MWC reneged on 2 promises the league made when the Broncos agreed to stay and not leave for the Big East in 2012. Under the terms of the agreement, MWC ensured that Boise State home games would be sold as separate package from the rest of the league's football games, and that the Broncos would receive a $1.8 million bonus every year in addition to their equal share of the league's remaining TV revenue. So basically, I mean, hey, they learned a lesson.
Is it? Did they write it? Was it in the contract? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because they said a promise.
There had to be a contract.
I don't know, because
I mean, if there's money involved, you got to have it in writing.
And that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't think they didn't have that.
I would hope so.
but the way they're complaining is like, hey man,
like
they
this
said
something they said.
yeah,
Like maybe not all of that was in the contract.
It's not
or
like
something.
we're saying we're suing them for
yeah.
they went
Breach
against contract, breach of contract. It don't say that.
Oh,
It said breach is re-entry agreement.
And it could be just the way
because they were about to leave,
Right.
but there had to be something in writing. I mean, 1.8 is
I would
a specific number.
Yeah, I would hope that it is right.
It just don't sound like a
right. Like it
contract.
could be like there was a contract, but we also gonna do this for you.
Because the way they're
Because I would think they have no basis to fight the lawsuit if it's in the contract.
But also in this, because of I think it was with CBS and Fox that they're going to have TV rights or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Each school is going to triple their revenue.
Okay.
So Boise State wants to make sure, hey, we still get that 1.8 that we talked about. We're supposed to get 1.8 for however long.
Right. Yeah, it's for what every year.
well
and the equal share of the TV revenue.
Yeah, so they get that
on.
plus the 1.8.
Well, let's move on for the Mountain West Conference because it's the Mountain West Conference. Major League Baseball will sponsor the U.S. women's softball team. They will be the presenting sponsor of the Women's Stand Beside Her Tour, a state of exhibition games leading up to the Olympic tournament. The U.S. won gold medals in 96, 2000, 2004, and silver in 2008. Baseball and softball were dropped for the next 2 Olympics, then restored for this year. Okay.
I mean, that's good. It looks like we dominated except for what, 1 year we came in silver.
Right.
Other than that, they on top of the world. It's good that Major League Baseball is stepping up and standing with women for them. So that's a good look.
The interesting thing now, though, is that it may get dropped for 2024.
So y'all gonna bring it back to 1 year, like one Olympic. Like, come on, man. Yeah. And I kind of remember like the excitement for the team was big. Like everybody was excited for it. So
Right. Moving on, back to the NCAA, the Board of Governors plan to meet in a special session in the coming weeks to work on improving the organization's sexual violence policy. NCAA does not currently have any rules that prohibit its member schools from accepting student athletes with histories or track records of sexual violence. The special comes after a USA Today investigation into how sexual offenders move from school to school and continue to play sports.
They shouldn't be able to play.
Right.
They should get arrested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I guess after they do, but what happens is a lot of them get time suspended. Like the swimmer, I forgot the swimmer that was a great swimmer, and he got off or something, and like got like six months, and then it was suspended. So it's always something. But no, man, sexual violence, man, you need to pay for what happened, yo. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I don't know if you saw it. The Milwaukee Bucks, they played like at 2 a.m.
It was like
10:30 in the morning, something like that.
So weird.
Yeah.
I was somewhere doing something,
but it was the first,
and it was on.
First game in Paris. Is that big? Like, I know it's in Paris. I know we trying to move out.
I mean, well, they've had exhibition games in other countries before,
right?
Or regular season games in London and Mexico. But this is the first time they played in
Paris.
France.
Oh, it was definitely big because Big Mike and Silver was up there talking and doing all this,
and because of the connection with like Tony Parker, Ronnie Turioff, Joakim Noah. So they're all from France,
do you
or
think
at
this
least
is
play
about
for the French team.
You think this will spread out to different countries?
Definitely think it will. I definitely think it will, and eventually in Africa, eventually here. You know what I mean? You know, in different places. I think it's good, but I think it can also take a toll on the players, man. You know what I mean? Like they can't. They now they need 2-3 days off. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because what's the ride to Paris? What's the ride to Africa? What's the ride to whatever the case may be? And what is about making it a global sport?
Yeah. That's what it's about. On the same day that New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning announced his retirement, if y'all didn't know, he retired. The team announced they would retire as number 10, which was dope. Which makes sense. I mean,
you better put some respect on his name.
For real.
Man. You know what I mean?
He didn't play every game except for the game y'all want to bench him.
Bench him out, yeah. And like that literally was unnecessary.
Right.
That was the money.
Okay, real quick. Is he a Hall of Famer?
First ballot to me.
First ballot. He got 2 chips.
First ballot, 2 chips. He was a Super Bowl MVP. He's 7th in yards and 7th in touchdowns.
Yeah, first ballot. I don't see why people keep asking like.
I think there are going to be knocks on him that he never made an All-Pro team. He made 4 Pro Bowls in 16 years. His quarterback record, which I don't put too much stock in, but it's 500. 500. He got 500 record. But I would say that there are other quarterbacks who, like Joe Namath, threw more interceptions than touchdowns.
Right.
But he won that Super Bowl.
Right.
So
and
he got in the Hall of Fame off of that.
Yeah.
But I would say that Jim Plunkett is looking at the Hall of Fame like, I got 2 championships.
Right. Yeah. How many championships does Brett Favre have?
1.
Okay.
1. But
right.
he had all the records though when he retired.
But I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think Eli don't get respected for because he don't do all this rah-rah or he don't do this.
He won those games in the Super Bowl.
Right. Perfect pass, perfect catch.
Okay, and let me ask this.
You know and he had a good defense, but you can look at it like Michael Strahan should be getting he should be doing this to Eli Yellow Jacket, like getting it ready for him because, dude, you probably wouldn't have none.
Let me ask you this. How many good teams Eli played on?
Not many.
How many bad teams?
Name the players that he played with when he won those 2 Super Bowls. Ahmad Bradshaw.
Besides Plexico.
But it wasn't Plexico from Pittsburgh. It was, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't that after he shot himself?
No, it was before.
Oh, okay.
He bought out in that
I mean, he did, but it was still, you know what I'm saying? Other than him, it was what? Tyrone Willingham or, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mario Manningham.
Ty
Willingham was the coach.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, come on.
That's what I said.
He got 2 chips, and look who he played with them 2 chips. He beat like a historic team. It's not like he played teams that he took 2 rings from Brady, dog.
How many teams beat Brady in the Super Bowl?
3.
And Eli was 2
happened 3 times.
And Eli was 2 of them.
Yeah. Who was the other one?
The Eagles.
Nick Foles.
Right. Nick Foles. Yep. That's what I'm saying, man.
Come on, man. First ballot.
And then real quick before we go, we got to give it up to Coco Gauff, man. Coco, she
definitely
upset. I don't know why we don't have that in there, but she upset Like, she's not getting a lot of respect from everybody. Osaka.
But yesterday was like a passing of the torch, sort of,
right,
with everybody that lost and the other woman that retired. Like, it was a lot going on yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot going on.
She's about to be the next one that's about to take over.
I think what's weird is that with the Australian Open, it's to watch it from America. It could be on at 2 in the morning,
right? And I think
2 in the
that's
afternoon,
why,
and we don't really know.
You see it in passing.
You kind of see age. Now, this isn't to say that Serena isn't going to win no more, but you see where the age is. Father Time hasn't always caught up with anybody.
Serena, my age, she's 45 years old playing. No, just playing.
I mean, she still look good, got energy, but you can see that her domination just isn't there as it was. But hey, I still think she's gonna break the record.
Yeah.
I think she's the greatest tennis player ever.
Right, yep. All right, I think she's the best woman athlete ever. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the hot topic. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. Georgia Tech men's basketball will be at home today versus NC State. The Yellow Jackets defeated the Wolfpack 82-81 in overtime in their very first game of the season. Georgia State will be on the road in Statesboro versus Georgia Southern. The teams are tied for second place in the Sun Belt Conference standings. The Atlanta Hawks dropped one to the Oklahoma City Thunder last night, 140-111. John Collins led all scorers with 28 points. Trae Young had 26 points and 16 assists. The Hawks will be back in action at home on Sunday versus the Washington Wizards. So please keep following us at The 3-Point Conversion, at the3pointconversion.com for all exclusive sports news and updates, including from the Super Bowl. It's where fans' opinions matter.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with The Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, The Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Nate Burles from the NFL Network and CBS. One of the illest to do it. Hey, you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Don't you go anywhere. It's lit. It's lit.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the hot topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy, with my co-host, The Intellectual.
Yo.
And this next segment, the hot topic, is brought to you by Cindy Cutters Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Great barbershop. Check them out. Everyone can cut. They're available. No empty chairs because everybody's cutting. And you have great talk. Everybody's talking about sports. Might have some politics, but I don't get out of hand. Talking about community, unity, the children, the helping out the children, man. It's just great barbershop and all. Since they are listening, I said this before, but I just want to let everybody know, great entertainment. They are serious about cooking there. So you don't really want to talk about nobody's cooking because you just never know what'll happen. What up, Drew? All right, shout out to Dwayne Chambers. Make sure you check him out. The barber, all the way down on the left when you walk in, the last barber on the left. Make sure you check him out. You can follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. Check him out. And shout out to Z, the owner of the barbershop. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for playing the show and everything, or allowing Dwayne to play the show. So we appreciate that. All right. So Antonio Brown is in the news again. What was it this time, G? What?
Something with the moving guy.
Yeah, a moving truck guy that him and somebody with him beat up.
His trainer.
I don't know what started the whole altercation, but he's charged with a simple battery and burglary.
But
there's a third one to where in the state of Florida he can get life in prison. Yeah,
like seriously. But he was definitely overcharged. Like, but my thing is, like, dude, you already know what the outlook is on you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Was it him beating up somebody, or
yeah,
was
they
it?
say they had to pull him off of the guy, or whatever. But you don't know the details. You don't know, but you continuously putting yourself in these situations. The prosecutors asked for no bond. You know what I mean? He got a bond, but he also got to go to mental health test. You know, he got to do a mental health evaluation.
But and he got to do that for that, or is he
that?
Yeah, that's part of his.
Or is he doing that to get his agent back?
No,
his agent was like,
that's part of his release.
That's part of his release.
So Rosenhaus is like, yo,
that's what I'm saying.
You gotta
listen. That's part of his release because of Drew Rosenhaus saying that, and his mother, his children saying that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like and let's say all that other stuff wouldn't have happened, or then we would have been released. It would have been like it's just everything that's going on.
Yeah, everybody's saying he needs help.
Like everybody is saying that. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to say I'm not with him, but I was with him, and like, but now you're doing too much. Like the optics don't look good, right? Like it, you know what I'm saying? It does not look good. Like, dude, chill out. And it's not even about the NFL no more. Because to me, I don't know if he want to play in the NFL. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he do, he don't. I'm not him, so I can't speak on it to that extent. But like, dude, you probably aren't now. Mm-hmm. You're doing too much.
Mm. So should this be it? I know you said it's not about the NFL, but now because he still wants to get in the NFL, and it's still they're pending the other case. First of all, he's going to probably be the first player that's going to have he's going to be on the exempt list for about 18 different.
They just going to be like, dude, you just on the exempt list.
Right, you ain't getting off. But how should the NFL go about this?
I mean,
about his situation.
So it's even bigger because before this, it was what he did to his child's mother while the police was there, right? Mm-hmm. Like, dude, like even Ness, like he didn't, I guess, quote unquote, attack anybody or anything, but that's something that Roger Goodell would suspend him for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Then this happens. Like, dude, you at least suspended for the year. We haven't even talked about the reason you're not on the team already. Mm-hmm. So what you looking at 18 games? like, dude, you're looking at a season at least right now.
Right.
Regardless to the end of the charge, because remember, Goodell doesn't suspend you just because you got convicted. You could beat the case and he gonna suspend you.
Right.
Well, yeah, he's already served 14 games already, 15 games.
But are they gonna let that be a part of the? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Will. And I mean that's how the NFL is. I mean he's not really suspended, but in a way he is suspended. Right. And that's why teams don't want to sign him. It's like, well, he hasn't really been suspended yet, but once we sign him, then they're going to get hit with a suspension.
But honestly, you're right. He hadn't been suspended because he was let go by the Patriots.
Right.
So these games won't count.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
This whole season does not count.
Don't count at all. And it's almost like, remember we talked about it earlier, why the NFL waiting? This is probably why they were waiting. Just wait for a minute. He gonna do something else. And once he do it, we're not even going to have to worry about having to investigate this because no team is going to want to sign him.
Right.
No. I mean, you're seeing people already refer to him as former NFL wide receiver. Yeah. They feel like he's not going to play in the league again.
And honestly,
which is what it's looking that way.
Yeah, even with his production, do you want this on your team?
All right. Steelers got it right.
Yep.
The Steelers got it right. Because they dealt with all of that. And one thing about the Steelers, they always say in-house. Everything is in-house. And James Debo
Harrison,
Debo came. He was on one of the shows, and he said that he likes Tomlin. He's talking about Tomlin. He's like, but they let a lot of stuff go on in the locker room.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I understand, but maybe at the same time, maybe that's Tomlin. You know, coaches, we family, we gonna keep
and trying to take care of
But
him.
at that time, he was like,
No,
we
you
can't.
know what? We can't continue this. And so this is what it is. The alleged interaction with the driver of a moving truck was trying to deliver Brown's California belongings. So Brown allegedly threw rocks at the truck, battered the driver, and removed the property from the truck after a dispute over payment. So of course that's not really no robbery where you know what I'm saying, because they charging them with burglary and all this. No, like the charges are going to come way down. So that's not even a thing. But however, throwing the rock to the truck, you can say whatever, but that's unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Battering the driver, that's unnecessary. Even if they overcharge you, call the company, the manager or whatever the case may be, and handle it that way. Right. Like, don't handle it in a way where you could possibly be arrested.
Right. But AB has never been. I mean, there are other issues to where he's had issues with like paying people for whatever they've done.
It is.
He was a personal chef, a personal trainer,
the masseuse.
Like he don't feel like paying anybody for anything, and it looked like for a time that he had no respect for the working man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right,
and he kind of comes off like that, kind of still.
So now. Another person has been in trouble with the league, and he's in the news again, is Kareem Hunt. Kareem was stopped by the police speeding. He had been suspended 8 games last year, of course, and then the police said after they stopped him, they found traces of marijuana. So G is we're gonna put it on G, not because G smoke anything, but G knows everything. G, when they say traces, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it can actually mean a number of things. Maybe someone saw something that looked like marijuana on the floorboards or something, or they found a blunt, they saw something that looked like a blunt, could have been planted there. Who knows? Because he wasn't charged for anything related to the marijuana. All he got was the speeding ticket.
Right.
You know what traces is to me? I'm talking about like you can't do nothing with. Like you can't roll the joint with. Like traces is literally like maybe you was rolling a blunt on the arm,
right?
The armrest, and some of that fell out.
Right.
But the biggest thing is, why is that even mentioned?
Yeah, if he wasn't charged for it,
why is that? You know what I'm saying?
What were we talking about?
So now we're talking about the police officer that did it. What he told the public?
Yeah, because I wonder
how would it get out?
Yeah,
like how and why is that important? You know what I'm saying? Like you gave me a speeding ticket, you didn't charge me about that. So, dude, why you got to go and say
this is what all that means now for Kareem Hunt? He's going to get drug tested every week. Single week.
Yep.
For the next 2-3 years.
Now I pray to God that because it came out right. When he got arrested. So, the police had to say something.
Well, he didn't even get arrested.
I mean, arrested, but, when he got
the ticket.
So, he had to say something about it. Or, I pray he didn't do this. He told his cousin to somebody, like, man, they didn't stop me for speeding. Then they told me they've seen traces. What is that? And then you know what I'm saying? Like
I pray. I
hope
that
they don't. I hope
it's
he's
not even
done.
that. Or he probably would. I hope it's not that. But
even though he wasn't trying to. They
also let him kick a girl too, though. So who knows if
right. But either or. Now with this, how should the NFL handle this?
I honestly don't think they should do nothing. Like he said, drug test them.
But will he get in trouble for speed? He wouldn't get in trouble for speeding, right?
Man,
you serious?
The NFL? Right. Come on. How many times we done seen some crazy?
Yeah, they better not.
They better not. But I'm just saying.
No. Leave him alone.
Because the question is, you can't get in trouble. Because look, the incident with him kicking a girl is horrible. It had nothing to do with football.
But the domestic violence.
No. Right. So my point is, if he gets in trouble again, is that saying
No, it has to be something worthwhile, right? Like,
No, I agree.
I feel like
I agree.
I feel like let's say he was going 150. Now that's maybe something that you know what I'm saying, because that's a different charge.
So
that's a different type of speeding ticket.
So
you know what I'm saying? You can get arrested for that.
So let's bet. Do you think we're going to see we're investigating the situation from the NFL with this situation?
I would say that they will.
I think they
That's
said
the
it
point.
though. I actually think.
But why
that
would
they
you
said
investigate it if?
Because the
of
buzzword
traces of
So what you
weed.
gonna do?
because the buzzword is
Search his car?
marijuana. They're gonna look. They're gonna search. They're gonna look for something.
They gonna ask the police officer. They go. You know what I mean? Like.
And then once he becomes a starter, and if Cleveland is like going like towards the playoffs, and he's been a big part of it,
test him.
like no, this will be in like December. If they're like
get suspended for 4 games,
like they're like 10-2, they're 10-2. No, he's on the commissioner's exempt list for the rest of the season
We found some.
because that's what they do.
That's how they do it.
Hey, let me ask you this: so whatever happened to tough guy Goodell? We'll end it like this. Y'all remember when Goodell? People forget this, but remember when Goodell came in like a G, and he was finding everybody. If you looked at Goodell wrong, he was acting like Joe Brown, not Joe Brown, but Joe Clark. Every time you looked at him, or he was not finding, suspending you 8 games for nothing, and you know what I'm saying. Like, what happened to? We don't see that anymore.
I think the Players Association, because they start going back.
I think
at
the
it.
owners.
It's
the owners.
It's the fans. The fans wanted this tough guy to, get these guys under control.
Mm-hmm.
It's the prisoners running the prison or whatever, however that phrase goes.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you saw in the press during like press conferences or post game or whatever, where the players are bashing Goodell and he didn't do anything, he lost that. He lost that tough guy persona. Right. That's over.
Because like people been blasted. Like for the last few years, he's been getting blasted by players.
So for the most part, he is just, for lack of a better word, a puppet for the owners.
Oh,
because now they're working to extend his contract.
Right. Yeah. Well, because the owners, because I think the owners too was like, yo, because when the fans start getting out of hand, the owners like, yo, G, because remember, nothing's bigger than the Shield.
Right.
So it was like,
fam,
okay, bro,
hey,
chilling.
Check this out, yo.
Chill,
like,
right.
Hey, you messing with the Shield.
Right.
You don't mess with the Shield.
Yeah.
And you're going to hear about his contract sometime soon, because I know they want to get it done before the collective bargaining agreement comes up, which will be in 2021. Mm-hmm. So they want to get that in now, so he'll be there for the long term.
That Shield bigger than a lot of stuff. A lot of men stopped going to church during football season and start going back after football season is.
Hey, I'm guilty of it. I've done it too. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And we will be right back. We're going to talk about Zion, y'all. Y'all can't go nowhere, man. Is this... Do we believe the hype? What's going on with Zion? We'll be right back.
Attention, radio station listener. This might make you say, "Oh my God." Get this station in 1,500 live stations, plus a custom station you can create all in one. Right now, download the free app now at iHeartRadio.com. Oh my God.
Hey folks, just a quick reminder that no matter the time of the day and no matter what day of the week, East Coast, West Coast, all points in between, we are always on. So go to your app store and download the Real 1100 app and listen wherever and whenever.
The Real.
It's Harrison Barnes. You're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And on Thursday night, we finally got to see Mr. Zion Williamson come in and play. And boy, did he come out and really especially in the third quarter, show what he can do and show that how I guess that he's the truth, that he's that real player. D, when you watch him play that third quarter, what was your thoughts?
Man, it was exciting. It was,
I ain't gonna
it
lie.
was popping. It was like, you know what I mean? And I don't even want to say LeBron, right? Because he's like a different size than LeBron, right? Like LeBron rookie year. It was just like he brought excitement back to the game. Like it was missing something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, it was exciting, yo. It was really exciting for me. And I was waiting for, the first half, he was doing his thing. It wasn't that he was bad in the first half. But that third quarter, he just took it to another level.
Well, here's the thing. The way he played Thursday night, he started off slow. And I mean, you expect that. And then
that it come to him.
Right. And like you said, the third quarter he caught fire. Now, I don't expect him to shoot like that every night. I don't expect him to shoot like that most nights. But I'm going to say this. But what it showed you was the flair that he has. Every superstar, every person is that guy. You think about guys like Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Even with Shaq was that guy. Like coming in, you know that they're that guy when in the big stages, the big moments, they're able to raise up. And although it was his first game, it was a big stage because everybody anticipated this game, and he came in, and like you said, he went off. So one thing it showed me, I can't say he's going to average 27 or 25 points a game this season, but it showed me that he's that guy.
He's ready for the big stage, not no problem. So I think he's going to shoot like that, but I don't think he's going to shoot threes per se like that. Because last night he was, 7 for 9, and he only shot 1 3. And that's what I mean by, I think that he knows what his game is. Like, he's going to shoot some threes some games, you know what I mean? But some games he's going to shoot 1 or 2 and maybe hit 1 or 2. But he also going to attack that hole, and the shots he take are high percentage shot. So I think he's going to be very efficient just because of the way he play. Right.
And that's why I say, it was just one of them things. He was going with the flow of the game. He hit. And kudos to, I said this too, kudos to Lonzo Ball, because that's what a true point guard, and it's kind of old school. You don't see that these days, where usually when somebody is hot and somebody is playing well,
they keep giving them the ball.
Yeah, they don't do that nowadays. If he would have hit that three,
you got yours.
Yeah, let another point guard. He would have took it to the hole or try to shoot a three. Right. But old school, and that's how Lonzo know how to play. He kept feeding them, even when Zion passed it back. You need to feel this.
If you watch it on Facebook Live, this is the fourth quarter run that he went on, and there was one where Lonzo came down and he just threw a behind the back pass to Zion as Zion is trailing. He wants Zion to shoot it. And then Zion came up, he faked, he passed it to Lonzo, and Lonzo passed it right back.
Well,
you standing by yourself,
shoot it. You hot. This is your moment. That's a true point guard, and he need to get this guy going, because it's his first game. But that's a true point guard. It's old school. But back to Zion. Are you buying the hype? No, okay, so last night he scored 15 points, 7 for 9. Efficient. So are you buying the hype?
Yeah, definitely. I remember seeing him in high school, and I was like, I hope he doesn't become like Felipe Lopez, right? Remember, Felipe Lopez was so high in high school. His talent level was so high above everybody else. But then when he went to college, what happened? His talent level didn't continue to grow. It kind of stayed here, and everybody else did this. But he didn't do that when he got to college, right? Zion kept playing on his talent level and whatever the case may be. Then he at the NBA, he's doing the same thing. I believe in it, and I think he's going to change the New Orleans franchise.
Zion could be the guy that changes basketball, the way the basketball is played. And what I mean by that is, if we saw him shoot the threes, we saw him do that. But like last night, I think he took one three-pointer, and if he's efficient around the rim and the basket, we can see a big change in the game to where it goes back to inside.
And even with that, like he's big enough. Like he could have probably stuck Joker last night. Like he's big enough for that. You know what I mean? Like if his defense get there, like imagine Joker trying to post him up. Like of course he's taller and stuff like that. But overall, as far as strength like that, like he can stick probably 2 through 5 depending on who the 2 is.
Because think about it, when Kareem came in, well, it was big man. But when Kareem came in, you more so wanted that dominant big guy that's going to average 28, 30 points a game. You know, just so then you start seeing. I mean, it was always a big man's league back then, but it was still, I guess, it was a team effort. Like you had, besides Wilt, but I'm saying you had not Gilliam, Gilmore. Is it Gilmore?
Artist
Gilmore. You had my guy with the Knicks,
Willis Reed.
And they played well. Wes Unseld and all they played well. They averaged 18, get you rebounds and defend the paint. But when Kareem came in and he was this guy, next thing you know, everybody wanted that center that can lead the team in scoring, blocks and everything. So you start seeing Ewing, the Mornings, all of this. When Jordan first came in the league, now you have the 6'6" shooting guard.
I'm trying to go back to the guard.
That is athletic. So now you start seeing a lot of 6'6" guards come in the league.
Everybody.
And wanting to be a shooting guard. Right.
Right.
Then LeBron, of course. And then with Steph, Steph completely changed everything, the way he was able to do it. So my whole point is with Zion, with him being his athleticism and being in the paint and being efficient, I think now you're going to start seeing more of the 6'8", 6'7" guys who can play in the paint, who can play both sides, but more so be efficient.
But you're also consider the rule changes, allowing with the 3-point line. That's why guards became even more important, because now you can spread the floor for your big man.
Right.
And then with zone being allowed, then now you got to be able to like hold defenses where they are and make them think, like, should I cover this shooter or should I leave the paint? And we're kind of at a point now with the pace and space that a lot of teams try to do. Offensive rebounding is not important, but you have a guy like Zion who will, in the game against the Spurs, one of his shots was blocked, but he went right back up with it.
Jump. Yeah.
Right.
So for him, he's going to get a lot of easy baskets that way. Like if it gets blocked or if he misses, his second effort is going to get him a lot of points.
He got that jump like Sean Marion, that quick jump that as soon as you do it, you're able to get right back up. You know what I mean?
Nobody could get up quicker than your boy Kenyon Martin. Martin beat jump up so quick.
We've seen some ballers and all.
Right. So if he keeps this up, playing well, I know it's the second half of the season, basically, technically, can he steal this Rookie of the Year from Ja?
I don't think he can. Ja would have to go on like a spiral. But, the NBA is one of those, what have you done for me lately? Like, if this excitement type of thing come up, he may be a question. But last year, Luka had the entire first half. Trey exploded the second half, but Luka was consistent throughout the year.
But the difference is Trey's name don't hold the same weight
as a Zion.
Right. You know how.
Right. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be similar to when in 2012, 2013, Damian Lillard ran away with Rookie of the Year, but the first pick in that draft was Anthony Davis. He missed some time with some injuries. He was still first team all rookie. So I think because of how much time Zion has missed, he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. But first team all rookie is within reach.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if he played like 30 games.
Yeah, because who would you really put?
No, I agree. I don't think he should win it. You just know how. Like, I know you brought Anthony Davis the number one pick, but we talking when you think of names again coming out. It wasn't even Jordan. When you think of names coming out, you think of a Kareem. You thought of a Shaq, LeBron. Those type of names where now you got Zion. Everybody's he's especially the last two with LeBron and Zion. These the guys that you just knew Yeah. So that's why I say that.
Well, I mean, there's no. I mean, he's going to be a star in this league,
definitely.
But that accolade Rookie of the Year, I mean, it doesn't hold as much weight as it used to. I mean, Michael Carter Williams won Rookie of the Year.
No,
He's played for half the league in the last 5 years.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you have like LeBron, they try to make up awards for LeBron his rookie year just because he was LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He lived up, and that's what I mean by that.
He missed 44 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
And you're going to hear somebody say, well,
no,
but in his,
no.
Here you go. But he made his team go to the playoffs, which is my next question. Do you think this is a playoff team now?
I think they can. They're only 4 games out right now, 4.5 games out.
It depends on when because they've lost these 2 games.
Right.
They've lost these 2 games.
That's a big
Is
point.
it the minutes restrictions? Like, how long is that going to go on? I know you'll talk to Dr. Fowler about that later. But if that will kind of hinder them to where, like, if he gets hot, like he got hot and they were in the game against the Spurs.
And they took him out.
They had to take him out. So if he's going to be playing, how long he's going to be playing 19 minutes a game?
And then not just that, they have not been healthy all year. J.J. Redick was out. Drew Holiday was out. Derek Favors was out. Lonzo Ball was out. They have not played healthy
So that's what
all
I'm saying.
year.
So now,
that they
and I think if they make a run, to G's point, I think it will come around like maybe 2 weeks after the All-Star game. Then you'll start seeing
35 minutes.
Because now they're starting to play with each other. They know each other. Because Lonzo was playing his best ball right now.
Right.
We know Brandon Ingram that dude is a beast. That dude is everything that we thought he was going to be now.
On the real, they may wind up getting the best of that trade.
I said it. I think we all said.
We did talk about it. We said it because overall,
they got all that talent.
And look what Ingram is. What, second, like right behind Anthony Davis as far as scoring?
I don't know.
Like,
I know
it's somewhere in that. Like,
he's up there.
Yeah,
He's
it's not.
there.
So that along with Lonzo Ball, and come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
All right, so we will see. All right, now make sure y'all come back. We have another topic that this needs to go to the Board of Sports for real, because this is a shame. We'll tell y'all about it when we come back. Keep it locked.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Hey, I'm Stephon Gilmore for the New England Patriots. You listen to the 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion.
All right. We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. So, Pro Bowl is up on us. The Pro Bowl game is, when is it? Sunday at 3, I think.
Oh, I thought it was today.
No. See, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's why we talking about it.
Yeah. The Pro Bowl is Sunday. It's at 3 o'clock. And that wasn't scripted or anything.
At all.
But that's my point. What do we need to do for this Pro Bowl, man? Or Pro Bowl weekend? Because the thing is, throughout the week, the Pro Bowl was cool. I mean, the 3-point conversion, we out there, we're representing, we're covering it. As you see, we was able to put the exclusive. Make sure you go to the 3-point conversion Facebook page, go to our YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We got it all over. TikTok. We on TikTok now.
Right.
Yeah, we got a chance to talk to Vic. And you get to talk to people and sports players. And Vic talked about, we asked Vic about, we should have played it, but either or. But we asked Vic about him, can he beat Lamar, would he beat Lamar Jackson in a race? So who was the fastest in a 40-yard dash in his prime or when he was playing? And Vic said it would be him. But now, I can't do it now, of course, but you get that. That's the best part. You should see all the stuff, man. We got more stuff to put up, but they're having fun. But when it comes to the game, what you tell me, D? Ain't nobody trying to get hurt.
Right.
Nobody
want to play that. Nobody. And then, so you going to make it before the Super Bowl? After the Super Bowl, at least the people that was in the Super Bowl is in it. Because how many in the Super Bowl would be playing? Pat Mahomes,
Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Frank Clark, Tyrann Mathieu, I think.
Right. and we just named just that side.
Right. And 49ers will have Sherman, Bosa, Kittle.
Well, yeah, it depends on if they lost or not. Because usually, if they lost and wasn't nobody going, they were sick.
Yeah, they mad. They lost. But just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it would give you that option. But it's before the Super Bowl.
But not only that, and I understand why they did it because they don't want to have that gap in between. But it's basically the same thing because nobody watch it. But
we don't even know what it is.
But at least with G, you wrong for that. Why you put up this video, man?
What video he put up?
He put up video of Lamar Jackson.
And he was awful in this competition.
Yeah, why you put that up, man? But what I was going to say, back then, at the end of, if you put it after the Super Bowl, at least Muzz was watching that because that was their last time to watch football. So you watched it, some of it, but not, which I don't blame the players. You don't want to tell your ACL or, but you don't have people like Sean Taylor hitting kickers like their running backs.
He's about that life.
Yeah, you don't have that. So what can change though? What do you put in replace?
Don't have it.
I mean,
have a celebrity flag football game or something. I don't know. Maybe have a flag football Pro Bowl or something. I don't like. It's to the point where they've tried so much, right? Like, what is the next step?
So why would they do?
I think they should do things that weekend because, like you said, it's a lot of fun.
Do the skills
videos you put up. Do the skills competition. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you had a game, though.
I say you do the skills competition. I mean, because we'll watch that.
Yeah, but look how many people got voted to the Pro Bowl. How many actually? Like, people be like, no. Did they go? You be like the sixth alternate. You be like, am I really a Pro Bowler?
Right.
Like Kirk Cousins is in this competition. If y'all still watching the video, but so it's like he's a Pro Bowler. He replaced Aaron Rodgers because Rodgers didn't feel like playing.
Trubisky made it last year. You know why? Because he was replacing somebody.
Right.
Like, am I really a Pro Bowler now? Not really. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's something they gotta fix, man.
What's your thought on what they should do to fix?
Well, that's why I said that the skills competition. I think they're if you do that, we'll watch that more so to see because now and they don't broadcast as much and everything come on Thursday nights and all of that, but put it on a Saturday or Sunday. You remember it used to be the dopest competition back in the day, and Dan Marino would win it like every year. Was that I forgot what it was called, but the competition where the quarterbacks, and this wasn't for the Pro Bowl, I don't think, or they wouldn't play it during the Pro Bowl week. They would play it on TV like during the
summertime.
But when you got to hit the targets that's moving, it's going like 2 miles per hour. But you got
with the big targets going back and forth.
But something like that because it was entertaining to me. I like this little competition. I like the competition where the players had it. Where the quarterbacks had to throw it through the little small holes, whatever, for different points, and then you had a DB jumping, trying to. That was cool,
right?
But do that on Sunday, and the only reason we say that because the players are not giving his full effort during the game.
And the score be like 65 to 72.
There was also competition because on Instagram, the NFL throwback account, they would just like the longest throw, like who could throw it the farthest, and it'll be like Brett Favre. Favre would throw it 75 yards.
Yeah, like
Drew Bledsoe threw it
like
73 yards.
Like they can come up with something like what can be their Saturday night, right? Like what can be their 3-point contest and what can be their dunk contest. You know what I mean? Come up with something like that, and then, like you say, the next day maybe it can be a skills challenge instead of the Pro Bowl.
Or do all of that on Sunday.
Maybe that. Yeah, because you ain't got to do nothing Saturday. And it can just be 4 or 5 hours of just that. You know what I mean?
Because I don't think it's a game made for exhibition. It's not, because like you said, you don't want to get hurt.
People don't even play in the preseason.
There it is. We can end the segment right there. There it is. That they don't. So why would you play in the Pro Bowl? Now you would say, I want to see the best play against each other. You would, but like I said, I mean, it wasn't a lot of injuries back then, but at least we got to see that. I got to see Barry Sanders run, and they trying to tackle him for real. I remember Marshall Faulk was a rookie and had a great game.
You know, one opportunity they could do is like the NBA and MLB do. Make it halfway through the season and make it some substance.
No, because you don't want to get hurt.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
See,
I thought about that.
The main thing is players are so afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Teams don't want their players to get hurt. Like, there were a lot more like of these kind of exhibition games and all-star games. Like in the 50s and 60s, the NFL champion would play some college all-stars in the spring. Talking about risk of injury right there, because it was like before the draft or anything like that.
But it was like they didn't get injured,
but it seemed like they didn't get injured.
Yeah.
Like I saw, everyone's seen the picture, had to have seen this week of when Lynn Dawson, halftime of the Super Bowl, having a cigarette. So, like, it was just a different time. But now with all the specialization and everything due to maximize athletic ability. Teams are so afraid their players getting hurt. Players are afraid of getting hurt that
maximizing that money too. Like I need to get all of it.
Yeah, I'm not mad. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We will be here for our Stop It segment. Don't go anywhere.
What's happening? It's your man Big T doing big things. Y'all know what it is. ATL Hawks official DJ and Rap City forever. You're checking out the 3-Point Conversion Radio. You dig?
You are tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airwaves blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We'd like to thank everyone who is listening live and who is following us and supporting us. We appreciate your support. And we also want to ask you to support not only the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but support the 3-Point Conversion in itself, the sports media company in itself. It is now time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yes. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you, sir.
So my stopper for this week is going to go to my favorite football team, the Chicago Bears. So after the disappointing season last year, where they regressed from the team that they were the previous year, they decided to raise their ticket prices. Like that makes no sense at all. How you gonna raise your prices after failing to make the playoffs and looking pretty bad on offense? Like, come on, man, take this. Stop it, man.
Stop it.
Like
that don't make sense. Like Bears
you've been better off raising them last season.
Right. Nah, who idea was this? Do you think we're gonna come and see this crap?
No, they still gonna
think we're gonna be better next season.
They still gonna sell out.
That's crazy.
Stop it.
My stop it's. I have two. First one. Kobe Bryant came out and said that select WNBA players could play in the NBA.
Stop it.
D said he not touching that one. A 6-foot pole. Hey, we tell the truth and shame the devil.
I feel you. They just, equality.
No, they're equal and guys. Okay, yeah, they're equal quality, but they're not equal on the NBA court. Let's be real.
No, I agree with you. I don't think that they
And then my second stop goes to all the NFL teams, man. Monday was Martin Luther King Day, and it's holiday, and every team, came out. Hey, happy birthday, Dr. King. He was a special man. He stood up for equal rights and such, and did it the right way.
Stop it.
Okay, so what is Cap? What is Cap doing?
Right. Definitely.
What did Cap?
That's definitely true. The FBI should get one too, because they put up so much stuff about Martin Luther King and that he
the FBI?
He has this place in the building. Guess what the name of the building is? I'm sure G knows. You know the name of the FBI building?
No.
J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, well, yeah, I figured.
Hoover was
any black person in the 60s who tried to do something to better their people got a profile from the FBI.
Yeah.
By J. Edgar Hoover.
Right.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Stop
man.
it.
All right, G.
All right, my stop it goes to Adrian Broner, who had the unmitigated gall, the nerve, the audacity to solicit Cash App donations on Instagram. I'll show you what he posted.
Wait, he's asking for cash.
Yeah, he says, I'm sorry I haven't been posting on social media, but I'm going through some tough times at this moment. If you can send me $10 on Cash App,
yeah,
I will appreciate it. Hashtag support me and I fight for you.
You better go sell that jewelry.
Wow.
So Adrian Broner soliciting donations on Cash App, and his Cash App name is About Billions 89. You got billions, don't you? What you need my little puny $10 for?
Stop it.
He could take another one, because a couple weeks ago he tried to get at Bad Baby, like in her IG, and he said he didn't know she was 16.
Who was Bad? I don't know Bad
This
Baby.
little girl, Catch Me Outside.
Catch Me Outside. How about that?
She only
that girl?
16?
Yeah.
Damn, how old was she when she said that then?
Like 12, 13?
I thought that was like 6 years. Oh, wow. Okay.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, that concludes our Stop It segment. We'll be right back to talk more NBA about these all-star starters.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
This is Mari Stoudemire, and you listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, so NBA came out with their all-star starters, and for the West, we have. I thought it was kind of easy. James Harden is a guard. Who was the other guard?
Luka,
yeah, Luka is the guard. Then you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, then Kawhi, of course.
That's
that was
good,
that's how, East, it was kind of people was thinking, I don't know, but the East for the guards, you have Trae Young. Shout out to Trae,
he deserved it.
Yeah, Trae Young. Then you had Kemba.
I don't think he's having the same year he was last year, but they second or third
right
in the East, so somebody from there has to.
Right. What other guard you was gonna? Well, hold on before we get that.
Right.
Then you had Siakam.
I don't agree with that one.
He got the votes.
Yeah, who?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, it was the votes and the it wasn't just the votes, so it was votes and the
other
and the players
and the
coach
and the media.
There's no way
the coaches pick the reserves.
I mean the media. I'm sorry.
All right.
So, but Siakam got it, and then
Giannis
and who?
Embiid.
So, who do you think you thought Jimmy Butler should have gotten it?
I don't even think it's even close.
I think there are more people that voted for Siakam early in the season because he was averaging like 25.
Yeah, he's having a better year.
He started off hot, and then he missed some games. He got hurt. Jimmy Butler isn't. I think people look at the scoring and feel like he's not doing much because he's averaging 20, but he's averaging 7 assists and 7 rebounds.
And he's doing everything. It's games where he shoot 4 for 6, and they win by 20.
First, you got to also put in Siakam is in Toronto, so they got a big. You know what I'm saying? That's like almost United.
I think part of it is
Canada's like United States anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he raised his profile during the finals.
Right.
More people know who he is.
Right.
So I don't think it's too far-fetched that he was voted a starter.
Yeah, I don't think so. But like you said, with the way Miami is second in the East right now with the best, or third in the East. Or they second? Second in the East with the best record. And then the fact that, like you say, he's averaging 27 and 7. I'm not mad at you, D, for saying that.
For saying what?
That Butler could be on there.
And I think,
it was all the fan rank because I'm looking. Fan rank, he was 2. Player rank 3. Media rank 4. And I'm sure that Jimmy was
right. And like you said, like G said, Siakam had a started off great, averaging 25. It was like, oh, this dude is the truth. But then an injury.
Well, I'm just looking at trying to put it together. If they're saying player rank, it would be front court, right? Like 1, 2, or 3, it would be front court. So Jimmy wasn't the players' vote because it was Giannis 1, Joel Embiid 2, Pascal 3. Now, media rank, he was 4, so Jimmy probably was 3 with the media rank. But as a player, how can you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on.
Now, with the guard situation in the East, I understand why you couldn't do this. And, I mean, he's playing in a market where but I thought Bradley Beal, at least he should have got more votes. Like, he was like 8th in guard votes. Like, Bradley Beal was...
I think he was high for the...
players?
The players and the media, but not with fans.
Yeah.
I know D may have that.
That's what I'm trying to...
He was like 8th or 9th in guard votes because he talked about it. He was on with Chris Haynes. They talked about that.
But you get a certain rank, like if you're certain rank with the media and with the players, you can like kind of see where they were ranked. But I think he was low with the fans.
Yeah, he was low. That's what I'm saying. He was,
but but he was higher. He was higher with the players in the media.
Players in the media, right?
And some people say, "Well, it's their record." Well, the Hawks have the worst record in the league.
But that's the thing. But could you have two starters in the backcourt and their records?
That clearly doesn't matter because it's just like how people vote, how that person is played, and you vote. You're going to look at that. And then so there are some people who are trolling on the internet because Taco Fall was in the top 10 for the front court, and Alex Caruso was 4th in the backcourt for the West.
So fan rank, Kimball was 3rd, but he was number 1 in player ranks.
I think he is, as a guard, he has, if you're combining how he's played and with team success, he's been the best guard in the East.
But you can't do that.
Had Kai not
in that way.
Had Kai not missed 2 months.
Yeah, if Kyrie had been playing, he would be started.
But I'm saying you can't. To me, you can't. I don't like that. I understand what the players are saying, and that's true, and I'm glad they're saying it. But like a Trae Young or a Bradley Beal, they don't have Jason Tatum.
Right. Brad Stevens.
None of them, right?
I'm just saying that, like,
I know
team success is part of it.
I'm just saying, I'm talking about as far as the players voting. Like, you can't hold that against a Trae or, to me, it makes it easier. I mean, people say, well, you get more shots, but
Trae was the top ranked guard.
No, I'm just saying.
But for player rank, he came in 3rd.
He came in 3rd.
And 2nd in media. So if it was up to the players, he wouldn't have started.
Yeah. That's
the
bogus.
same players that he put in 40 on.
Right. That's
so they just hating it.
Right.
So
but they like you say, they probably giving it more team rank. You know what I'm saying?
So in saying that, Trae, he gets the nod. He's starting. We had a discussion a couple of weeks ago about this, and it got heated. Do you think now that, not saying it will help the situation by bringing a starter? Because this is the first time Atlanta Hawks has started
since ISO, right?
No, since
was it Deke? Did Deke start?
I don't think Mutombo started.
I think he started. I think
let's check.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he started by. I think he started.
I really don't think he started.
He started in 97. I think he started in 97.
Since 98.
He started in 98?
He started in 98?
Yeah, Trae's the first since 98.
Okay.
98, it was...
That had to be Mutombo.
It was Mutombo.
Yeah, it was.
Right. I remember he started... Okay, it was 98. But I remember he started All-Star, and let's be real, that was because of Ewing was hurt.
Yeah, because it was in New York, and they had no Knicks on the team.
That's the year when he fractured his wrist.
Trae got a lot to do that weekend.
What is he?
Ride the stars, the skills challenge, and the
3-point
contest. Although it hasn't been confirmed, I guess, for the 3-point contest, but I'm sure he will.
Yeah, he said he'd do it.
He's going to be busy.
Right. I wouldn't do the Rise the Stars if I was him.
I probably wouldn't either.
But he's probably going to do it.
Play like 5 minutes. Playing 5 minutes.
He's probably not. Usually not, because when they make it, usually they don't play in the.
No, they
play. Ben Simmons played last year.
Played in it. Embiid's played in it.
They should fall back. I wouldn't play. Play me 2.3 seconds.
But to be honest,
40-foot.
But to be honest, they like it though because
it's hooping, man.
It's it's
hooping.
But do you think that will bring? Now, you think that will help bring in other stars to come in?
It's hard to say.
Right.
It's really hard to say because we've known for years that Atlanta makes a good. It's a good city to live in, as far as
Off-season.
but for the off season, it's a good place to live in. But as far as all the other things that are in the city that would cater to an NBA player, it would really distract from the NBA part. As far as just being a basketball player.
What was the last big free agent come? Because when ISO Joe came, did he?
He was a free agent.
He was a free agent. Then they re-upped him or whatever.
No. He was
traded.
He was traded
exactly.
But then
they signed him the big contract because he was already. That's not really a free agent
Yeah.
coming. You see what I'm saying? Even Paul Millsap, he was traded from
But
Utah, right?
But look at the
Right.
names. But look at the names you're saying. Joe
So,
Johnson.
but
no,
even-
right. I'm making your
that's
point.
what
though.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Joe Johnson, Paul Millsap. Those are not big names.
That's what I'm saying.
Joe Johnson was kind of a hot because it was like, but he
was
wasn't
an all-star, but not
a big name.
a superstar. Great. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I mean, even if he wasn't.
No,
he didn't
I'm saying
sign
he
as
wasn't.
a free agent.
No,
you
I'm
know
saying,
what
well,
saying?
it brings back not just because it's Side Piece University.
Like why?
But the fact that we bring it up again, if you all missed it, I was just talking to shout out to Josh, one of the engineers here. Why don't Atlanta market their players? That's what it is. How many times have you seen, or how many billboards have you seen with either Trae Young by himself, Trae Young, not Josh, but Acuna, Joseph Martinez, and Julio? How many billboards have you seen with just them?
Not many.
Combined, maybe 4. And 2 of them were Trae. The other 2 were Julio.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Some of them could walk through you in the mall and you're not even going.
No, that's horrible.
You're not going to know.
But I think that there's no Trae is probably one of the closest we've had to a star here in Atlanta, like Dominique. If he's and it's like if the guy isn't Dominique Wilkins as far as being flashy enough on the court, then nobody's really going to pay attention. Joe Johnson is a walking bucket, as the kids say, but
he don't have no. Like his personality wasn't for that.
He wasn't flashy.
And,
He's not a flashy
Julio was
player.
arguably
Julio was
the
like
best
that too.
wide receiver in the league, but
but-
you're not gonna get no good quotes from him,
Julio
or
is
you
not
know what I
gonna-
mean.
yeah,
he's not gonna get you that flashiness.
Yeah.
Trade does though, and they're marketing him. I think that's what went into the pick of getting him instead of Luka. He fits the culture. He fits
Right.
this
But
city.
they're not right.
You know what I'm saying?
But why they not marketing him like that?
I don't know.
It should be commercials with Trae locally in Atlanta, all over.
I don't see him.
Acuna, okay, he might not be able to. He could. That joke could speak English. I done been in the locker room. He
Because
can
you got to
speak
figure,
English,
right? Like they talk about, like we're not even in Dallas and we see enough Dak commercials. You know
But that's what I'm saying. Like Acuna, when Acuna, for him to be probably the best young MLB player in the league right now.
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa barely spoke English.
And he was everywhere.
He was everywhere.
In Chicago. The years he was everywhere.
Joseph Martinez don't even have to speak English. He could just
but the
nod
thing
his head
is-
and eat a cheeseburger or something, isn't it?
But the thing is, Sammy Sosa played with such flair and energy.
hopping.
But in Atlanta, the ghost of Brian McCann still lives with the Braves, and they beat all the flashiness out of him. Like, it was a story when he didn't run hard enough on a ground ball, or he ran too slow because he thought he hit a home run.
That happened,
and that became a big
didn't that
story.
happen to Acuna this year?
Yeah.
With one of the home
That's
runs
what I'm
that turned
talking
into a double instead of it would have been a triple if he had ran out. Like, they make it like, but I'm trying to. And then, with baseball, the old school way, how you're supposed to play the game, that becomes part of the problem, right? You might get hit by a pitch if you be too flashy when you hit a home run.
It's hard to have fun playing baseball,
right?
Because people have their feelings are hurt,
And
if you look at the ball too long.
And then if you go to the Saints, how many times you seen after Julio score a touch, which is very, it doesn't happen much, but when he does score a touchdown, do you see what T.O. used to do, or do you see the celebrations that has been
Julio don't.
had?
Remember he did that stupid commercial, and it was flapping their own hands. That
he act like he's been there before.
Maybe that's a commercial player.
Some of the, it could be some of the Saban because he went to Alabama. It could be some of that Saban. Like, dude, this is how you do when you go in the end zone. Make sure you act like you've been there before.
Julio just acquired.
But I'm even thinking Derrick Henry when he scored, he just walk off. Amari Cooper when he scored, he just walk off.
Yeah, but what's the name not like that? What's my man name? What's the running back for Saints?
Kamara?
No.
Are you talking about Mark Ingram?
I used to play for the Saints. Mark Ingram. He's not like that. He's very flashy and very outgoing and matter of fact, he's been the subject of the Pro Bowl because he's been crazy.
Yeah.
Well, but I feel you though. Yeah. It's like it could be that, and or like I said, it's just some guys, man. But Trey has that. Going back to the NBA, he has that flair. Yeah. He should be marketed. But because of that, now he's, certain games now, he's not bringing them to every game. And most celebrities don't go to every game. But when it's another big team, you do see the superstars now come to the games.
Right.
You always see them
Gucci.
Now he's starting to.
Gucci ain't been there that much.
But he's starting to. No, I'm saying he's starting to bring big people like. I don't know if he's big no more, but Tyrese came one time. Who else was here? I think Samuel, Chris Tucker. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people. People that's don't even. Well, I guess they do live here. We don't know, but not known for Atlanta. They're here.
Yeah.
So, I think it.
I think he can bring them, but that superstar probably isn't going to come. Will he bring other stars? Maybe. I think that could happen.
I don't know, man. I think it's up to him to politic also.
I think that's a lot of. I mean, he seems to know everyone, as you have mentioned.
Right.
He seems to know everybody. Yeah. So it's possible, and the cap space will be there to bring somebody in. So I mean, we'll just have to wait and see if nothing happens. If the stars don't come, then that will determine if Trey's going to stay here long term.
Because you got to also think, where do most stars go when they go somewhere? They going to, even if we don't want to talk about it, they still going to the major markets, right?
Right.
Every time we look up where they going, major markets still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And this could be a major.
It sure can.
This should be a major market the way Atlanta is.
City.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before. If every Atlanta sports team fan was like the Atlanta United fan, this would be a ridiculous sports city. No,
you're right. Yeah, it would be, because that's why I talk about Joseph Martinez. The United that's a shame. It's the biggest.
And they've been here, 5 years?
Not only that, MLS is probably
3 or something. Right.
And 3. And MLS is probably they're going to their fourth
season.
Yeah. MLS is probably number 9 and probably lower than that.
Popularity when
it comes to U.S. sports.
Because it's overseas, it's the number 1 sport. Football overseas, right. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but not MLS.
Not in the United States.
Just the MLS itself.
Right.
And soccer is big in the United States as far as other leagues.
Yeah.
But MLS is not big, but yet still Atlanta United is the biggest sports team in Atlanta.
It'd be lit in there.
So that's got to change, man. It's got to change.
And another thing, the Hawks have made the arena fan friendly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is not no reason to come out and get a ticket for $20 and have a ball.
So let me ask you this: What is that reserve? I know the reserve's coming up in 2 weeks, but what is that reserve that you might be on a bubble, whatever, but you say they need to play?
Derrick Rose.
That's what I would say. Derrick Rose.
He's in Chicago. He's having one of his best seasons since the year after the MVP season. I need somebody to eject over something like they did with Dirk and D Wade last year.
I think Jimmy Butler's going to be a reserve.
Yeah.
I think Ben Simmons
definitely.
What Ben Simmons? What?
Ben Simmons will be a reserve.
Oh, you're saying he will be, right. Yeah. But I'm saying that person, yeah.
He just naming these to see where D Rose.
Another one of the younger players that can make, I think Bam Adebayo is going to be named as.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
He definitely should be.
But and I think but they saying
good.
They're saying he's going to be one, but I think he should. But Brandon Ingram should be.
Oh, he better make it. Like he better make it.
But we've seen.
Yeah, but who gonna make it over? And PG can't even go to the All-Star game.
Why?
He ain't played enough.
No, I don't think he's not going to be a reserve. He's been out for a while.
How long he's been out since last stretch?
He come in and play 5, then be out for a week or two, and then Brandon Ingram better make it. Well, I'll be highly upset.
Yeah, he should. I just got a feeling he might be that guy. They
get snubbed.
That he could get snubbed. Yeah, I don't think he should, but Ingram should get in. I'm trying to think. That's about.
I'm trying to see, is there another point guard in the East that you could really think of?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Wait, is Kyrie still playing?
Yeah, but
no,
he just came back.
But as a reserve, they're not going to put him as a reserve.
Yeah, he's not going to reserve. Here's another player that should go in and need to is Zach LaVine.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to represent Chicago. Yep. Got to have him. Yep. He's averaging 25, 26.
Now, there you go. One of them, right? D Rose or Zach LaVine. Like, you got to put one of them in.
I think they both might get in. They might.
I think
both
they.
Get in.
Man, that would be lovely. That would be lovely.
All right, yeah. We're going to take a quick break. See what happens. Don't go anywhere.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
What's going on, guys? It's John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks. You're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And we have Dr. Fowler, Dr. Donnie Fowler III, as we call our cousin, is in the building. What's going on, Doc?
Hey, guys. Happy Saturday. Missed you guys last week.
Yes, sir.
No problem. Definitely missed you, too.
I thought I just knew you weren't going to be in. It seemed like every time Duke gets upset that next week you don't be here, so I was crossing my fingers. I was just playing, but no,
it's weird how that works out, but
yeah, man. But no, man. It's good to have you on, man. A lot of stuff to get into. We saw Tevin Coleman get injured. I mean, it was like he couldn't hold his wrist up or anything, and to the point where I thought he was going to be out for like 3 months. Yeah, and now they're saying it's a possibility that he can play in the Super Bowl. How strong is this possibility?
Yeah, so it's always hard, obviously, when certainly it looks something bad like that and the arm's dangling and they're kind of holding their wrists and elbow and shoulder. You're not exactly sure, what's going on, but it sounds like it was a dislocation of the shoulder, which is kind of why he was trying to support it, and it was sagging down. And obviously, we've talked about shoulder dislocations in the past. Some people can play through them. Some people, they keep happening, or the pain is bad enough where they decide to have a surgery and just get it fixed during the season because they can't keep playing. But obviously, in this case, I think if he can get through one game, Super Bowl kind of thing, that's the goal. My guess is he probably tore some of the what's called the labral tissue that stabilizes the shoulder like you normally do on a dislocation. They said the MRI didn't look too bad. My guess is he'll still probably end up having surgery, but obviously after the Super Bowl at this point. So
definitely. Now that we've seen Zion play, how long do you expect him to be on a minute restriction?
Yeah, it's been fun to see him back. I think most people have been anticipating for a little while now. I think they're being smart. They're kind of calling out everybody for not playing at the end of the games when things are slipping away. But certainly, it's a long-term investment. So I think they're going to ease him into it. I saw a thing where the next 5 or 6 games he doesn't have any back-to-back games the next night. So I think over the next 2 weeks would be my guess. Maybe 2 weeks or so from now, he'll get to the point where he's not so much on a minute restriction if his conditioning level feels good and he's not having any complaints.
With him playing like that, seeing him move, whatever, what is the point of with the minute restriction? Is it for the injury or is it just for him to catch his wind back?
I don't think as much. I wouldn't worry as much about the injury at this point. I mean, that's over 3 months now. I think that's healed. I think it's more the overall just getting back, conditioning, and everything else. I mean, to me, obviously, I watched him a lot in college. You see him get up like he did on that block shot. You see the athleticism, but to me, he still looks honestly, a little heavier, a little slower than what he was last year, which isn't, abnormal coming off of a knee injury where you can't condition as much. So I think they just need to be smart about rounding it back into game shape.
Now, with Joel Embiid set to make his return, the type of injury he has with his dislocating a finger, can he play if it's not 100%, or does he have to wait till it heals completely? Yeah,
so he is about 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, from his surgery, and he's talking about trying to be back next week, which would put it at 3 weeks from surgery. I mean, that's on certainly the early side of things as far as any kind of ligament healing. I'd say usually 4 weeks at the earliest, but at the same time, when you're talking about a finger ligament, if this was you or me, probably wouldn't have had surgery. The reason they do the surgery is just to speed up the healing process so they can get back on the court quicker. So I think as long as he's progressed enough and feels comfortable with range of motion, that it's probably reasonable to have him out there next week, 3 weeks out, as long as he feels comfortable.
I didn't know that. I never thought about it like that they would have surgery to speed up the process more. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, same thing with Tua way back, not with his hip, of course, but with those high ankle sprains and any, some people like Saquon obviously don't have surgery and just rehab it in ways. Sometimes you do surgery just to, like I said, to stimulate healing, speed up the process, and that was what was happening in the case of Embiid and his finger.
So basically, you're saying that with people with no money, us non-athletes,
just let it
heal.
Just let it heal.
So it still heals the regular way. Okay.
Just let it heal. You got it.
All right, now, Dr. Fowler, who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Man, I will say I think it will be a good game. My mind wants to go with the cliche that defenses win championships, and the 49ers are pretty special on that side of the ball, but it's hard for me to go against KC and that offense and what they've kind of done towards the end of the season. So I'm going to go KC in a very close game, though.
Who do you want to win, though? Do you want the 49ers to win?
I don't know if I really have a dog in the fight. I mean, I like Kyle Shanahan. I wish the Redskins would have kept him or McVay, either one of them. But no, it's not one of those situations for me where I feel like I dislike or like a team more than the other. So I'm kind of excited just to hopefully watch a good football game.
All right, there you have it. So his pick is the Chiefs. I'm with you, man. I think that's a good pick. I'm not mad at you for that. So we'll be able to talk to Dr. Fowler. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can lure him to getting him up to Miami. Make a live appearance on the show.
That would be dope.
Yeah. Well, it just depends if Duke don't lose. But no, I'm just messing with you, Doc.
I'll see what I can do, guys.
All right, we appreciate you, sir. Dr. Donnie Fowler III from Ortho Atlanta. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. Got some crazy stories left.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-point conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
This is Steve Atwater with the Denver Broncos, and you're listening to the 3-point conversion.
The 3-point conversion. The 3-point conversion. The 3-point
conversion. All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge, and it is now time for Is This Really Happening? We're going to let G take it away.
All right. So I'm trying to limit this to just one story because there are some layers to this that I think we'll be able to discuss. All right. So this past week, there was an incident in Detroit, Michigan, or in that area at least. A man named Suntory Thomas sued his employer for alleged racial discrimination and filed a lawsuit. They settled, so he got a hold on a second. Okay, so he got a settlement check. And then he got his check. He went to the bank to deposit the check. Mm-hmm. And the bank wouldn't deposit the check. And they ended up calling the cops, alleging that he is committing fraud of some sort, even though these are the legit settlement checks that he received. So that is triggering another lawsuit
against TCF Bank
with TCF Bank. So he sued them for racial discrimination.
That's back.
He hit the lottery 2 times.
This back in the crib?
No, Michigan.
Oh.
Livonia.
All
right, but go ahead. It's TCF Bank. That's why I said it. But go ahead.
Only Midwest.
Yeah.
So he is suing the bank for racial discrimination and the mistreatment he received while trying to deposit the checks from his employer, in which he settled because of alleged racial discrimination. Jamel Hill tweeted this out, and she said he's going to have generational wealth based on racism.
Based on racism.
He's making history right now.
And he went across the street to Chase Bank and opened up the account with the same check. And got money that same day.
Well, yeah, it was like 12. Like the bank, TCF Bank, claimed that the watermark on the check made the check void
in their system
when they scanned
it. But
when I guess he went to another bank, 12 hours later, the money's in his account.
And so it's levels to that. He gave them his lawyer's number. He said, call, like, all of this so that you can understand what's going on here. And he another thing I think he said was he made sure he didn't act a fool.
Right.
Right? Because
you can't do that.
Because now you're not going. So he got 2 paydays.
Wow.
Yeah. Racial discrimination.
So yeah, he what was interesting also, like when they said it because of the watermark, and he's not buying that. They called the police.
Right.
And
TCF called the police?
They called the police.
Oh, my God.
And that's another instance where calling police on a black person don't always end up where they walking away from this.
And there were 2 officers. He said 2 officers questioned him inside the bank, and 2 others stood guard outside.
Yeah.
He had an account at TCF for 2 years.
He had one already?
Yeah, he already had an
for
account.
2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not right, wrong, and different. He walked in probably with a $350,000 check, right? Like we don't know what it was because they didn't say. Can y'all send me mine electronically? Because I don't want.
I don't want to be walking around with a check that much. Anyway, I remember I got a lawsuit. My check was like, it wasn't even that much. It was probably like $9,000, but I didn't want to walk around. I didn't feel comfortable.
You want to carry that around.
Like, bruh. And I asked him,
you can't.
If it's like, man, I can't get to the bank until tomorrow.
Right. I don't know where to put it now because I'm like, now you nervous about anything. Is anything happening to this check?
Yeah.
Hey, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, this a problem. You feel me? And you got to figure he sued a company.
Yeah.
We talking about at least, 5 figures? Maybe 6?
Yeah, and he said that I didn't deserve the treatment like that when I knew that the check was not fraudulent. I am a United States veteran. I have an honorable discharge from the Air Force. They discriminated against me because I'm black. None of this would have happened if I were white.
Yeah.
Like he said that straight up.
Yeah, that's instant. Especially when you're in the right, that's instant.
They finna settle.
Yeah, that's
they not
instant.
even gonna go to court. He gonna get that like next week. They gonna be like, hey, it go 300 more.
Now, can you electronically put that in the?
No, you ain't got to worry about that. I'm gonna take this to Chase.
Right.
It's he said that TCF did issue an apology, but
and it wasn't about that.
Yeah, they said that we strongly condemn racism and discrimination of any kind. We take precautions. We were unable to validate the checks presented by Mr. Thomas and regret we could not meet his needs. Tom, of course, it was a confidential settlement with the employer that he got the check from, and he said he ended up going to a Chase Bank later that day, opened an account, deposited the checks. In 12 hours, the checks cleared.
So let me ask you this,
but it also goes into the level of bank. TCF is not one of the greatest banks based on history. Like even in Chicago, we call it the colored folks. Like it, you know, and that's no offense. You know, I'm being offensive, but that's what it's called. And now you're talking about Chase, a national brand. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. So look, let me ask you this then: Do you think this played a part in it? Because no one should be racially discriminated. But do you think this played a part? Like previously, his checks been like $150 or $350. So they like, I can't say that.
Well, he worked. He really worked somewhere good because he went to the Air Force. He more than likely had a pretty good job.
But
what I'm saying is
sitting on 75, 85 under the bridge.
No, a lot of them ain't really Air Force. Them be infantry.
No, but it's
Army.
It's some true, but it's some that's out there though. Like that's a big deal within the.
It's veterans, not necessarily. The Air Force is a different thing.
True. He said he worked on the Air Force, right? True.
So engineers, things like that. You know what I mean? So even if he,
Even
you're right. But that could be it, dude. You ain't came in here with no check over $1,200, and now you got $350. No, fam, this. And when you come in here, you be looking a little be looking a little dirty too. Yeah, now you got $350.
So you think that played on?
I'm sure all up, but that also goes into that goes away from racism, right? That goes discrimination, just overall prejudice. You know what I'm saying? Prejudging somebody before you know anything. A lot of people that are rich don't necessarily come in with, the freshest on, and that's how they rich, because they go in, they know they get things that's necessary, and they trying to make money. Hey, I'm not trying to look rich for you.
Mm-hmm. And also in this whole ordeal, he called his lawyer while in the bank, who is a prominent employment law attorney, so she's probably the best,
right?
To explain that this is from a legit civil suit settlement, and the bank wouldn't
talk to her. They probably wouldn't even talk to her on the phone.
She said to talk to the bank. She had her federal court. She had the papers, and to see that everything was in order. They wouldn't take it.
Because my thing is, though, like if you're the lawyer, you have. And
she could fax you the paperwork. She could whatever.
Depending on the bank that he got, you'll have a certain bank on the check. Right. If it's a different bank, they could contact
the bank.
That bank.
Right.
They didn't do that either. They said
they could have called Chase or whatever it was, Fifth Third or
The crazy part is, why would you call the cops?
Because it's fraud and they want him to go to jail. Well, he's black. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. But why would you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's no reason. Like, sir, this is not right. Like, it ain't like he holding y'all up.
And then also, like, they put the amounts of the checks in here, that there were 3 checks that he received, and they couldn't verify. They called Enterprise. They called the company, and they couldn't verify because it's a confidential settlement. They can't discuss it.
Who you gonna talk to about it? HR? They don't even know.
Right.
So
he got lucky. And what I mean by lucky is because everything's working against him. Like you said, they called him. They can't talk about it.
Like, it's by law they can't talk about it. So, but they said that the assistant manager, is black and felt that something didn't look right. So it was a black person.
Yeah.
Not trusting
that
the black man with these checks.
That happens a lot. But if it was a white woman that walked in there, or a white man, he wouldn't have questioned it.
And they said he made a highly, highly unusual request to deposit checks. Is that unusual?
I ain't gonna lie. The fact that you bring in a check for whatever amount, $350,000, like I said, you.
Oh, and here's the thing that according to one of the story here. He wanted to deposit 2 of the checks. It was 3 checks. Mm-hmm. He wanted to deposit 2 of them into his account, which he only had 52 cents on, they said.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
So they didn't trust it.
But that's what I'm saying. So this dude bring in check for $200,000 each or whatever it was, and all of a sudden he got 52 cents in there. Yes, you're going to question that. Like,
example, they lying about the check not scanning. I'm gonna tell you why. When I used to work for this phone company, at the time iPhones were real hot, right? They were a lot of fraud going on, right? And you see a crackhead come in, he like, can I get 7 iPhones with no accessories? It don't matter what plan you on. Wait, what? And you run his credit, it come back good, but we'll say, this credit application on hold, blase skippity, because you don't want to do that. So we call fraud and they'll say just hold it for a minute, whatever the case may be. And then they say, you know what? Don't worry about it, I'm just gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened right there. You know what I mean? They went to the back. This don't seem right. And even though it's scanned, they was like,
well, he wanted to deposit 2 of the checks, and then the 3rd check he wanted cash.
Right, because he wanted them 2 checks to go in his account, be good, and now I have the money to go towards that. You know what I'm saying? But oh my God. He finna get 3.
But that's why I said
3 more checks.
Believe it or not, I don't know what he's done or what he did. But he was blessed by God.
Probably been doing good.
No, but I'm saying because it was the best scenario. Because
everything ran.
You can't. First of all, you can't. It was like the bank messed up. You can't get mad at the bank for questioning when you got 52 cents. You got all this money now. Like, fam, why are we do what? Hold on. Like you said, that's how we do where I work at. You check.
Because it's like, which one is it? Is it because the scanner couldn't read the check, or you didn't trust it because he only had 52 cents in his
what you
account?
should have done was verify.
Right.
They didn't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what we saying though.
Yeah.
We know, like you just said, you go to the back, yo, everything looking good, but this don't seem right. And you're taught, if you work in that type of environment, trust your instincts. I do it all the time where I'm at, and I've been right a lot of times. But when you find out everything's good, okay, sir, sorry about the whole. We got you.
Yep,
but
way,
they didn't want to go that route. No,
they didn't want to lose their job
because you know that's Tyrone. That's Keisha's little
they
brother
didn't
over
want to
there.
lose
I
their
don't trust,
job.
you know how Keisha
they didn't
is.
want to lose their
they
job.
Didn't trust
had
that.
something had came back wrong. You know who would have got fired?
Yep.
But guess what's finna happen now? They still finna get fired.
It's about to be a chain reaction.
He's getting 3 more checks.
Yeah, he getting 3 more checks, and everybody that he encountered probably
What's
gonna
his
lose
name?
their
I wanna
job.
be related.
Man, I think we are.
Anyway,
well, we all
right,
related from some way somehow.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey, that's my brother, man.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports,
I don't believe it. It's a touchdown.
entertainment,
Are you not entertained?
and other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and this is What's on My Mind.
That's almost what was on my mind.
I know, right?
That's still on my mind.
On my mind, I'm wondering if I know dude. Nah, just playing. I think I've talked about this, before, but I was talking earlier today with Josh again. Shout out to Josh, one of the engineers, and we were talking about D Rose and the Detroit Pistons, and he was like, "Man, I'm like, what y'all want to do?" He's like, "Man, I don't know." He's like, "We probably gonna break the team up." I'm like, all right, cool. He was like, "But," I'm like, "Yeah, I just want to see." He's like, "Yeah, you might as well. Nobody's coming to Detroit, even though it's not a small market, but nobody's coming to Detroit. It's not a good place to market." And we talked about Trey. We've talked about other places. So it got me realizing. I remember when, coming up watching basketball, you think of Detroit Bad Boys. I remember Milwaukee was like, I was just old enough to remember, but Milwaukee Bucks, they were a team that was in the playoffs all the time, like in the mid 80s to mid to early, late 80s, whatever, in the playoffs. Utah is not a big market, so, but nowadays, unless you draft this player, you're not going to get anyone. Milwaukee, Detroit, no one's coming to play with Giannis. We understand why they probably don't want to play in Atlanta, but nobody's coming to Milwaukee to play with Giannis. Nobody's going to Detroit. Nobody in their right mind is going to Cleveland. But is it more so because you can't market as well? Or is it now because of your status? And I keep saying it. Everything is about brand, which it should be. I agree with that. I always tell my team all the time, we have to brand ourselves. But it's messed up that the league is suffering from the 21st century because it's all about your social status, your brand. How can you make yourself look good or make money? And like I said, I'm not mad at the players, but it's funny now because it seems like the social media era and all of it is messing up, well, at least sports as far as basketball. You don't see this in football. I mean, you play in Tampa, you play in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? But I guess because they got helmets, it doesn't really matter anyway. It doesn't matter in baseball. Baseball is about making the most money. But NBA is all about social status. I'll say it again. J.J. Redick said it yesterday. Some people were about the Instagram fit before the game, more so about worrying about winning the game or caring if they win or lose a game. So going back to the trade situation, if they could bring someone or would this superstar go here, D said it today. Only a few places where people are going to go, big markets. Why? Not just because of the money, but they can make more money. But not then. It makes more money because of your social status, where you are, who you with, social media, all of that. But teams like Milwaukee, Detroit, Cleveland is suffering because of that. When in the past, these have been great basketball cities and organizations for the NBA. It's jacked up. I wonder how much it's going to mess up sports in general, not just basketball. Will it evolve into football? Baseball, they don't care, but there ain't enough of us in baseball. But basketball or whatever, I just want to see what happens. But it's messed up. It's a shame. It's hurting sport, and that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. But even with Detroit, I kind of feel they drafted most of that team back in the day too. You know what I'm saying? Bill Laimbeer, Joe Dumars, D-Rob, and Zeke, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel what you're saying.
Right. It was,
but the crazy part about here is that, so a lot of people go to the big cities because they can have a life and don't be, like, especially L.A. But if you come to Atlanta, like, you can go anywhere. People don't be on your jock like that. We used to seeing everybody.
We used to seeing it.
You know what I mean? So what's on my mind today is Zion. You know, he definitely had his debut. And he balled out. You know what I'm saying? He had a good, efficient game yesterday. But Mark Jackson, Van Gundy, a lot of other people were just talking about his weight. Like even the four-letter network put up his weight, 285, third heaviest player in the NBA this season. Like it was a stat. Like it was said he scored 15 last points. Mark Jackson said, if you ask me, Zion needs to lose some pounds. With all due respect, he should consider liposuction. Dude, like for real, you do know this dude like 19 years old. You know what I mean? He has had a torn meniscus, so he hasn't been able to work out to his full ability in the last 3 months. Not to mention he a 19-year-old that may want a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Like maybe he wants some chicken nuggets every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying he need to definitely eat like that, but like he can do this. He's 19. How many people was 19, 20 years old, we still called the baby fat, right? By the time they was 26, 27, they had slimmed up. It was a whole different thing. Man, let them, and he balled out. So imagine when he really gets into shape where he's working out, he's getting back to where he was last year when he was balling with Duke. Come on, man, stop. I'm going to say it what it is. Stop fat shaming the kid and let him ball out, man. I really didn't like that the other day, and that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, they shouldn't do it. He's too young to be doing all that. He should lose. I understand it. Like, you want him, and it's not coming from they're trying to be bogus, but at the same time, come on, man. You don't know what this doing to do, hearing all that. Like, leave it alone,
on
man.
prime time?
Yeah, let him.
Like everybody, come on, man.
Let him be a kid, dog.
Just let us watch him become great, man.
Right. That's it. All right. When you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means that it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. Stay tuned because you might be a part of it. First, I want to thank the Almighty God for giving me this opportunity to do what I do, say what I say, make people happy, upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. Man, I appreciate you, God, for everything. Also, we talked about a Pro Bowl, and one thing I think they should change is location. Maybe they play in Dallas. Jerry Jones got the best stadium for that. That's what I think. So,
thank you, Raphael.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jerry. Also, I want to thank our guest, our cousin, and Dr. Donnie Fowler III for coming on from his busy schedule. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Seneca's Barbershop, Ortho Atlanta. Also, I want to thank my engineer, G. Appreciate you, man. And then my road dog, The Intellectual.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that. I want to thank all the friends and family that continuously listen. And also, you know, tomorrow we're going to embark on this whole Super Bowl week, you know, bringing out everything that we got. So we definitely want y'all to tune in. But I actually want to give a shout out to everybody that was able to assist and support, helping us getting down there with the whole situation. So definitely appreciate that. With friends, family, everybody looked out. So that was definitely helpful. And we want y'all to continue all week because it's going to be real big this week. It's going to be an exciting week. And again, just thank friends and family for always tuning in and being there for us.
Yeah, I want to thank my family, beautiful wife, lovely children, cousins, nephews, nieces, aunties, uncles, brothers and sisters, grandparents, and play cousins. Also, let your family know that you love them while they're still alive so they can enjoy the love. Also, eat good, be safe. Again, like D said, stay tuned. We will be live throughout the week on Radio Row. So stay tuned. Until then, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? Peace.
Peace.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.